Here is the shocking result from last night when TSM Darkness upset Team Fusion.
Yeah, and a lot of that was off the back of Inori on that Sejuani. They had a wombo combo composition here for TSM Darkness. You can see there, Sojin, the guy who was playing jungle for them week 3, is now playing AD carry in place of Teaser, and it worked out perfectly for them as they all just threw their ultimates at the same place.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's sort of a mid-range team fight composition, though they have some engage with the Sejuani, so it's pretty well-rounded. Fusion are pretty much all melee, all in, all the time, which really just plays into the strengths of a wombo combo comp, and it becomes pretty ugly pretty quickly. So as we roll the game, we can see exactly what happens, and it's a lot of hyper-aggression by Huhi that gets punished. Here, he's actually got some ward coverage, except not from the root that Inori takes in, gets punished for it.
And he previously blew his flash in an all-in, and you can see there, he gets punished for it. And then immediately R's right there in, doesn't have flash as well.
Or wards, really silly ult to go in. Huhi starts the game 0, 2, and 0, and Inori Arc second, both together, starting the game off very strong. Some early turret pressure from their gold lead. It's only 1,000 apart right now. Fusion would have a chance, but the comp doesn't work very well here.
Yeah, a lot of gold onto Arc second. You can see he rushes in and gets a great ultimate down, and then Inori with the backup to continue the fight.
Yeah, we talked about double tank comps, tanking turrets and diving pretty well. It's Cinderhulk, Warmog's Frozen Heart, Sejuani. Pretty easy to tank this turret, pretty easy to make that dive happen. Another one comes in. Nia, very good kiting, but he's the only really good damage source here. And
yeah.
Sivir not good at killing tanks.
He's 140 CS up over Sojin right now on that Sivir, but he can't get through this tank lineup. Like you said, Sivir is not a tank buster, and he can't kill this 703 Inori, who's full tank.
So once again, Fusion in a team fight now under their inhibitor turret, only 5k down, but the team explodes. Huhi is 0-6-0, 0-7-0 in this team fight. Diana not working here.
A great way to start the fight off. You can see Inori with the ultimate. In the end, he did spell shield the Sejuani ultimate and kite backwards, but it wasn't enough. Still, the 150 CS up over his opponent. His back was broken this game.
Back was broken indeed, and you know, it's not that Sojin had to do very much this game. Certainly you can see the sub on an individual level not doing a ton for TSM Darks, but their comp was played well. Their solo lanes and jungler played definitely awesome, and the team fight power absolutely there. Inori, he was there to pick up and replace a Zingy who got picked up by Dignitas over a few weeks ago. Inori certainly working in this game, 907 on Sejuani. Intanso got a lot of farm, got a lot of gold, wasn't enough.
Yeah, like you said, the addition of Inori has finally paid off for them. He came in here and was kind of lackluster on his fizz. He was like split pushing and not really accomplishing too much for his team. But yesterday he really did step up and showed why he was brought on the roster.
So TSD doing well with the team fight comp here. Fusion, kind of a very surprising upset loss for them. They were in a spot to challenge for second place in the playoffs. I think they're actually tied in wins with TDK coming into the week, but they've already lost one. TDK's already run 1-2. There's actually nowhere for Fusion to move right here. They're going to be third no matter what. But what does happen here is TSM Darkness, if they can win again, guarantee that they move into the postseason as 5th place. Now, no playoff spot for them, but it does mean that in the sort of re-qualify for summer split bracket, they get an extra 1-round bye, where it's one less opponent to beat before they make their way back into the summer split of Challenger Series. Obviously something worth doing for TSM Darkness.
Yeah, and TSM Darkness want to win this, but Fusion also, they want to win this too, just because they've won every single game we've seen them on broadcast.
That's true.
They only lose the offline games.
It's true.
Even when they were against Enemy, they picked up the win on broadcast.
Yeah.
And did what nobody else has been able to do all Challenger Series.
That's true. Maybe it's just, maybe it's Fusion are like a ray of light. Once you measure it, it does different things. And now that we're actually watching Fusion play, they'll play a bit differently. I butchered the reference. You guys might know what I'm talking about here. Overall, though, Fusion hoping to continue their undefeated streak on camera. Might happen right here. Picks and bans have begun. Morgana dropped away from Indivisible. And we got to see, is that Sejuani ban going to come out? I said it before Champ Select, before the commercial. Hope it's true.
It's probably true. Like, Nintendo, also there's that article on LOL Esports where he says Sejuani has the best long-range ultimate tool in the game at the moment for Engage. So I think it should be taken away here because they will first pick it. And I know TSD want it for Inori, but it's probably not going to go through. And something that did go a little unmentioned was Arc second on TSD. He's consistently had great games.
True.
Right? We talk about him every week on how he's kind of the strong point of solo mid darkness. And now they have a Nori to kind of supplement that, and they've had time to synergize. You saw it there where he was camping middle, and they made a lot happen off of it.
Yeah.
So they want more of that if they're going to win this game versus Fusion, because they were able to kind of sacrifice the bottom lane. 150 CS down, not a problem, because Nian's on Sivir and he can't bust our tanks. So it was actually a really good way to play the game from a meta sense.
Yeah, Fusion played a utility bottom lane. Okay, they get ahead, who cares? It's a lane you want to ignore typically, and hey, that worked out pretty nicely. So TSD found pressure points to get advantages from. They team fought well, and that was pretty good to see. Team Fusion, their final ban is Lissandra. LeBlanc, the ban away from Huhi. Nintendo loses his top 2 junglers. We'll see what else comes in. Rek'Sai, sure, go for number 3.
Yeah. Ban 2 junglers, pick the other one. You know, he has had great games on the Nidalee and was complimenting Sejuani. I believe he did get to play it once. Yes, he did play it last week on broadcast, and that was on 5-4.
It was. Yeah, he played it before. It was cool. Ironically, Sejuani is kind of always cool from the Freljord. But either way, it's going to be fine. TSD hovering some similar champions. Hovering similar champions. Kennen looking at right here. And actually, I really like AoE Wombo teams against fighter junglers because they're not tanky enough to survive slicing Maelstrom and things like that. So it like just becomes a class counter thing as well, where it's just like good luck team fighting here. TSD, though, going for a tank top laner, though, different look for them right now.
So I guess it would be another Kennen mid for Arc second. And you throw the Scion top. So there's a lot of like Wombo combo here. It's pretty much the same comp that they were running yesterday.
Just not a damage top laner.
Yeah.
Which, I think it's like I like the Rumble so much from him. Like I was surprised to not see it go. But, you know, we can always say that that support Scion.
It could be support Scion.
Could also, I mean, here it could be Jungle Scion.
It could be Jungle Scion. I know Jungle Scion has one of the highest win rates in the game at the moment on solo queue.
We've seen Scion played competitively in every single lane.
In lane, yeah.
Like this month.
Yeah.
Or like in the last 2 months, I should say.
Yeah.
Because support Scion was actually kind of a while ago. But Scion's the new Kale.
We did see a Scion mid, huh?
Yeah, Scion mid. GE Tigers. Kuro played it.
That's right.
Like a week ago.
That's right.
Banner of Command. Yeah, it was pretty good stuff. So we'll see. Fusion, though, busting out a bunch of cool stuff. Gragas comes in for themselves. Now, he was buffed in 5-5, so part of the reason we're seeing him more. Graves for Nian, so they get him off the utility AD carry. Look, it's like, you won lane, dude. Pick a carry, because that's the big, like, advantage that Fusion knows they have. Nian's going to beat up on Sojin. You just expect it to happen, so give him something a bit more powerful.
But here's the thing, is Nian plays these champions like Corki, Graves, Sivir. He's played some Kalista and a little bit of Jinx, but you don't want to play Jinx into a lineup like this.
Yeah, but
that you see showing.
At least it's better Graves than Sivir.
Yes,
right?
I agree with that.
He's going to have better DPS, and he's going to use that gold.
But my point is he's always playing a type of lane bully type champion.
Right, that's what you're going for.
Like, he's going for the lane bullies. He's not going for the Twitch or like
that's fair.
The other
no hyper carries, no weak laners. That's fair. Yeah. You're right.
Played one Jinx game, but like I said, you don't want to play it into this lineup.
Yeah. And actually, they have Lissandra. They have nightmares of the earlier Jinx game you played, banned Lissandra, for what happened when that was played in. So Thresh support comes in. No Scion support. I'm sorry for that one. Sivir does come in. So team fight comp is here. Run the Scion and run the Kennen in. Sivir for utility. Actually, it's the right champion for Sojin here, who's been outclassed. Give him a utility AD carry. No skill shots need to hit. Press R, walk forward. Happy things. So TSD looking like the same type of comp once again. They are saving their jungler or second solo lane pick here for themselves. Expect it to be a jungler. Of course, there's no rush. Rex already got picked up. Fusion had around at their lineup. Pretty bursty. No giant tank line just yet. Gragas, I guess, is top lane here because we're almost definitely seeing jungle Rek'Sai.
Yeah, I mean, top lane Rek'Sai has been played before. We did see Gamsu do it.
Yeah, it's true. There's a chance. Ahri does come in for Huhi, though. Okay, so something a bit safe for the melee. Diana certainly did not work last game. And I like this, actually. Like, Diana, I think, is more of a sort of individualist champion. Like, she fits in the same world as Ahri and LeBlanc, I feel, where she's there for the individual plays a bit more so. In this way, that type of champion's fine against a Wombo combo because you want to split them up, but then being not melee actually allows you to play in those team fights without getting destroyed. The 0-7-0 Diana game, again, the reason I bring this up, because that pick did not work. There's the Alistar support. Yep, Gragas top, Rek'Sai jungle, I'm assuming. All right, full lineup here. Good tank line, and Alistar I also really like to push back the Kennen.
Yeah.
And it is Rumble.
Oh, okay, so it is a It is a Scion in the jungle here.
Yeah.
So Inori's going to play that, and this is something we saw Kickus do previously, but it's also kind of had an emergence on this patch in 5.5 with Cinderhulk, and with the fact that the Q does a lot of damage to minions. So Jungle Scion maxes Q first, no problem there. This is, once again, another Wombo combo lineup for Team Solo Mid Darkness. They have the Sivir to actually help them get in there, too. Very magic damage heavy. The physical damage from this is pretty much just Sojin. But then you look at Fusion's side, and it's magic damage as well, with Nien being pretty much the sole.
Well, Rek'Sai is some, right?
It is some. It is
not
some.
a big footprint.
It's not huge in the late game, right?
That's
Like you don't have those big crits. You don't have anything that's gonna be like you get one damage item in competitive. You don't go for the Hydra,
right?
So you don't have as much. But the fact that they have an Alistar too, which can just punt the cannon out, that can get the Rumble even out of a fight too.
Sure.
Like really good pickup there on the support. So they have a lot of tankiness. They have a lot of AP damage. Then they have Nien, who's going to farm up and have a lot of physical damage.
Yeah, I think I'm primarily looking at the bottom lane of Team Fusion.
Yes.
They had won the lane so darn hard and out-farmed in the mid-game so well. I want to see Nien get his carry pants on for this one and prove that they're going to be a good contender for the playoffs. TSM Darkness, if they win here, they get 5th place. If they lose here, they have to play a tiebreaker with CLG Black. Winner of that would get 5th place. TSD can end that early with a win right here. They could 2-0 Team Fusion, the only team to actually do so. If they can make this happen here.
That's true.
Fusion's gone 1-1 against every single team except CLG Black. And they started every single series except for that one down 0-1 and always won on broadcast, so we shall see. Although TSD have only ever won games off broadcast. So who knows? Inori just wanted to dance. Oh, Nintendo with the reset gets it. Gold lead for Fusion. Yeah, 485, I can read.
The boot start here from Arc Second in the mid lane is actually quite important. He's probably going to go for pretty quick Sork shoes so that he can get the spell penetration. Usually he'll go for like a Haunting Guise on Kennen very early on for the spell penetration.
I actually don't like that build, personally.
But the reason he's got it is so he can possibly dodge some of Huhi's skill shots and not eat the Foxfire every time it's up. Because you throw a Q with Foxfire distance close on Kennen, and now he's even more escapable with his Electric Surge or Lightning Surge.
Right. I mean, it's the same reason that mid lane Ezreal's often open Longsword 3 potions. Because you're not in the same type of lane. Like, top lane Ken often fights melees, so he goes Doran's Blade to harass them. But he's facing Ahri. Like, there's no way he's going to harass out Huhi. That's, like, pretty much impossible. So he goes for... it's a slightly greedier build that he's not sinking money into a Doran's, but also, as you're talking about, dodging skill shots, getting away from charms and Qs. Pretty worthwhile. Arc Second definitely wanting this to be a farm lane. He is guaranteed down combat stats in this matchup.
Yeah, that is the caveat there, is that he's going to be down in combat stats. Big ol' Ron, though, hoping to be up in consumables, but he actually used his potions. Oh!
Oh, no!
No!
At least he gives it to Inori.
You're welcome, jungler. Oh.
Top lane of mechanics.
Oh, boy. Man, he's going to TP in, and they're going to be like, wait, why is this guy level 1 with... Wait, what?
Well, Big ol' Ron has 2 CS.
Yeah, they're going to see he has 2 CS, and they're like, what? And a death?
That's
they're
true.
They're going to know exactly what happened. Oh, well, indivisible in the mid.
Nice play, but there's no stun on a Huhi here. Just a bit of damage. Ignite used just for the pressure of it.
I like that play, though. I absolutely love that play in the early game when there's a lane swap. Lustboy's been doing it, and I think it's extremely good. You show up, you blow some abilities on the mid laner, because in a lane swap, the mid lane is the typically untouched lane. Junglers go to the side lanes. Junglers might throw one gank middle. When the support comes and blows Ignite, you guarantee a consumable and an advantage for your mid laner.
They're trying again to jump on in. Can they land the stun? Yes, 2 of them. Inori could have actually channeled longer. Huhi in a bad spot and down flash. Now, the interesting thing is, Fusion's duo lane is top. They could theoretically try to bully out this red buff that Inori is starting and try to get Nintendo in for a 3 buff. But it looks like it's not going to happen here.
It would be so hard to do because Arc2nd can actually reinforce, whereas Huhi can't.
And a good chunk of damage on a Chunky Fresh. Really good hook and a flay. A lot of spells coming down. TSD not losing a lot of health for that pressure. Yeah, it looks like a pretty swift red buff grab. Inori will get 2 buffs after all. Each jungler got the red buff on the sort of dangerous side of the map.
On their weak side.
On their weak side, yeah. Now you're seeing the full charge Q jungle. Pretty easy for Inori to get rid of this stuff.
A lot of advantages in the mid lane right now that TSD can start to leverage. That little flub where Chunky Fresh is getting a ton of CS and Big Ol' Ron isn't. And Big Ol' Ron did not get level 2 or consumables at the start. It's a big misplay.
How is Chunky Fresh like out CSing everyone else?
Throwing barrels.
In a 1v2 of all things. Like, that's hard.
Gragas got to get fed.
Yeah, clearly. But that is ridiculously impressive. Now, of course, TSD spending most of their time trying to harass him down. There is no teleport for Gragas, so he's got to sustain himself up with these potions best he can.
Inori's going to go for this dragon. Got the Scuttler, but there is a ward in there from Nintendo.
It's the weak side of the map, so it would be a bit of a dangerous contest, but he can poke out for a while. 2-man start. Kennen and Sivir, neither is being brought down. Big Ol' Ron is going to have to roam out. Top lane was turned into a freeze there by Nien. Alistair only now running down. TSD, though, forced to stop Dragon. Wow, they are having a rough go of this. They stopped it.
Yep, they're trying. They're trying things, right? It's like little desperation things. They can't get it. Trance is actually going to be on the opposite side of Big Ol' Ron right now. He's going to see him. Oh.
I thought him. Well, Graves is nearby. Big Ol' Ron is nearly going to overheat. He's got to wait for what spell he wants to use. Seems it's going to be none. And Graves still just building this freeze. Nien equal CS to Sojin. I think lane swap definitely a good thing for TSD to get out of that lane matchup.
It's going to be so hard for Big Ol' Ron to CS since it's frozen, but it's actually a push towards Nien's tower, and he's keeping it that way.
Yeah.
This is going to be rough. And they pull Indivisible to the top lane, but...
TSD need to make something out of this freeze. So they either need to hard shove the rest of bot lane and just get rid of that darn turret and switch the lanes back up, or actually push this out and break the freeze, but they're not doing it with Inori just yet. It'd be so easy for Cyan to come in here, but it's Indivisible, Big Ol' Ron together. Thankfully for them, because they have been gaining XP, there's no real lead for Fusion here. It's a level lead for Nien, but no items yet, but the flash engage!
Doesn't... Oh, the exhaust.
Exhaust is on. Big Ol' Ron takes the lantern. Huhi comes in. Ignite is on. The Foxfires. The shield is gonna be enough. First blood to Huhi. Nice roam to the top side. I don't know why Indivisible left him. There's no way you can keep Rumble out that far.
It looked like Indivisible was going to place a ward to try and keep coverage on it, but it didn't matter regardless. He got engaged on. They blew all their summoner spells on Trance for that. Nien pulled into the turret.
A good bit of damage. They can... Oh, there were not enough minions killed, though, so nothing really pulled up. Nien is ignited, but there's no kill pressure. Arc2nd, despite the early pressure lead in the mid lane, is not actually making pressure anywhere else.
Yeah, he's not roaming around. It's not roam pressure. It's just, I have some CS. But speaking of CS, it's this top lane matchup. Chunky Fresh is just doing...
He's out-CSing, like, his own mid laner. That can't happen.
Is that a Gragas in a lane swap? It looks like a Gragas in a lane swap.
Looks like Gragas in a regular 1v1.
Yeah. I mean, that shouldn't look like Gragas in a lane swap.
No.
Right? Like...
Now he's got a one-on-one. Now, to be fair, he can't really barrel harass Sivir. It's pretty easy for her to kind of deal with that kind of stuff. But all he wants is farm. And interestingly, also, Chunky Fresh went for an early magic resist item.
Yeah.
He's buying for the team fights, not for the lane matchup he's in right now. And in fact, he's able to swap back up against Big Ol' Ron here in Rumble, so that buy definitely correct here.
Basically saying they want Dragon Control to remain at least in their hands for a bit. Sojin is up on Nien, but Nien has those items. He went back for the BF Sword and Potions, and Sojin has yet to do so. So it's actually an item advantage here that they can leverage. So as soon as Sojin backs, it could be when Dragon gets started up.
Well, Sivir, ulti, and flash burn. Trance punts him into the turret. No big deal. That's a lot of important cooldowns, though. Sivir. Now, thankfully, the freeze got broken. Nien's going to hard shove it. And he will not stop the recall, but he will clear his way very easily. Big CS numbers, help from his support. Getting a level lead over the enemy AD carry, too.
Wow.
or an XP lead in the short term here. He's still actually down a level because of the 1v1 lane by Sojin.
Sojin goes back for Pickaxe Avarice Blade.
He could have afforded a BF sword.
Yes, he could have afforded a BF sword, and he decides not to.
It speaks to his mindset.
He's just trying to farm. I mean, he
doesn't think he can do anything.
He had bad farm against Nien last game, so that'll help him out a little bit to compensate. But
if he doesn't think he'll be fighting, he doesn't technically need the 25 AD. But that's, I don't know. I don't really like that.
It's greedy.
It's greedy and risky.
It's greedy, but it's passive, right? It's a greedy passive build that you can get punished for, especially in a Alistar lane.
Yeah.
And you blew your, and he blew his flash, right?
Yeah. So let's do the math on that real quick. So, hold on, no hook on. No, they can't chase that, right? He's not buying BF sword. He wouldn't even follow. So, the gold per hit on the Avarice Blade is going to give you 18 gold a minute.
Nintendo through the wall.
Oh, that's going to be nice. Knock him out of Indivisible. No flash for Thresh. Easy kill for Nien. But in comes Sion. Big knockup. Alistar is not 6. Exhaust on Sojin. Trance down to 200 health. And it's not going to be fatal damage at all.
He gets some healing back. But yeah, Nintendo with the gank through it. He could actually walk back again. Look at this. He's got collateral.
Bam! Nien takes him out with a vengeance. 3-0 Fusion.
Yeah, you can't contest this bottom lane matchup if you're not going to be on item parity with him, and Nien's going to punish you for that type of build. Nien, sometimes his laning phase isn't that great and he focuses on team fights, but when your lane opponent comes back with those types of items, he's immediately going to punish that. He's not going to let that fly.
Yep. And Fusion aren't able to bounce the wave, so it's got to be a full clear here for Nien, but first turn of the game goes down. They were even able to take Dragon after it, but this will cause slightly weak recalls for them. As I don't know if they can keep lane pressure and recall properly, but it looks like the answer is they can. The death of Sojin allows a lot of good things to happen. No one punished the push from Nien afterwards. Very good things for Fusion.
Oh man, big ol' Ron.
Twice in a row.
Same spot, same spot. Worked once, worked twice. ArcSecond's gonna have to learn sooner or later.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Shame on ArcSecond. He's up 17 CS in the lane, though, so he's clearly farming it well. But again, we talked about the fact that he got to roam top lane, and that kind of makes up for anything.
It looks like he's going for... Okay.
Waits a long time for that one. Flays him away as well.
It's a big Gragas, though.
Can he block the body slam? The answer might just be yes. Chunky Fresh has kind of got nowhere to go, but Nien is here. They're knocking around a whole bunch of people, and Nori flashes and misses it. He's just going to die for this one. Down he goes. Kill goes to Nien. He is 3-0. He's got a red buff as well.
He's looking for more, though.
Flashes in, dashes in, cues him in the face.
Got red.
Now is the tower dive. Trance going to make that one easy. Triple kill Nien. Great stuff by Fusion.
And you said you want to focus on the bottom lane here from Fusion.
Yup.
There you go. Nien.
5-0 and 180 carry.
100% kill participation.
Trance too.
Making really big plays from this bottom lane. Both Trance and Nien synergizing really well, showing that they're definitely the superior bottom lane in this matchup. They showed it yesterday with the CS advantage, and that TSD is going to have to try and overcome that and compensate for it.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the plays they've been making there.
Yeah, Fusion picked the most muscular possible meta bottom lane, and it is showing. They are just absolute bullies here. TSM Darkness really succumbing to this one, and it's everyone who's doing so, right? Like, aside from ArcSecond, who continues to be the best performing player on TSM Darkness, every single person has fallen victim to this Alistar Graves bully combo. And it's just, the team is hemorrhaging gold.
Yeah, and here's the thing is it's a Kennen, right? So as soon as you shut down everybody else and make them not a threat, it frees up Alistar to be like, okay, Kennen's the only one, and I was going to headbutt him out of the fight anyway. Because you don't get 2 headbutts in a fight, right? So it's like if Rumble's fed and you want to get the Rumble out of there, you're like, do I hit the Rumble out or do I hit the Kennen out? Which one's more important?
It's usually Kennen anyway, but
yeah, but now he gets to just focus on the Kennen, and it's never a bad choice.
You know what's bad? Big ol' Ron having the lowest CS of any farm role in the game. Lower than both junglers, lower than every other.
It was the setup at the start. It was the setup at the start. He died, didn't come back with potions, not free to farm, and the fact that Chunky Fresh, man, they didn't freeze against Chunky Fresh.
Yeah, I mean, also the fact that Big ol' Ron TP'd into a freeze anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you can get XP, and to be fair, he was on level parity for a while.
But that's the big thing, is Chunky Fresh, they could have frozen against him, but they didn't. And Big ol' Ron, collateral damage is up.
And that's the kill. Even flashed for it. And Ori shows up.
Delivery.
Slow.
Delivery for Nien.
I don't know if he's going to win that one. And Ori, oh, just kidding. Yeah, he's going to win that one. And Ori, though, smites for health. Q comes in. Nope, not going to be enough. Nien gets the 2v0 double kill. 2v1, 1v2 double kill, that's what I'm going for.
2v0. They killed nobody. He's not even there.
2 kills for 0. I mean,
yeah.
All that said and done. But no, that wasn't what I was saying. Either way, mid lane Adder goes down, continued with the gank. Takes down Arcsecond, by the way, who had used ult and flash to escape, and it didn't even happen. Mid lane, 2 turrets picked up for that one. This entire game is collapsing.
Fusion, man, yesterday, very rocky game. Today, they are on their way to a perfect game.
Yep. 14 minutes in, 4 turrets, a dragon, 9 kills. Who's going to break it?
And they
this is
finally
nice.
went to the mid lane, hitting every skill shot. Not a single thing missing there between everybody. And that's the beauty of Alistar, is once you hit that 6, turret diving is so easy with your ultimate up. The Unbreakable Will soaks so much damage.
It absolutely does. What is it, 70% damage reduction?
It's like 70, 75.
Something high.
It's 70, yeah. And it doesn't scale up either.
No, it used to be 56, 70, then it was just capped at 70 per rank.
And then it was really strong.
Easy. Yep.
And then
he made Sheen
like
not stupid with headbutt, and then he stopped being played top lane.
History of Alistar, everyone. They did ruin the 100% kill participation for Nien, though.
Well, Nien ruined it for Trance, so, I mean, you know, who's the real scumbag?
That's true. He's just getting them back.
Either way, that you got to say this Fusion bottom lane absolutely crushing. And it's not like they're winning the bottom lane. Like, only 3 kills are on TSM's bottom lane. It's not like they're doing stuff elsewhere. I mean, this is just amazing play by those two to really set their team up for the win.
Yeah, it was a 2-on-1 at the start. They froze it really well against Big Ol' Ron. They starved him out. Then they swapped it back with appropriate items and punished the greedy build.
Yeah. And now we're looking at iEdge and most of Phantom Dancer against parts of some items.
Yeah, it's going to take him a while. He's going to have a big spike up over Sojin. It's not even a spike, actually, because he's not spiking up. He's got this huge incline where he's just like, I'm still going.
Yeah, oh no, he's still
down.
Graves. Graves just has this like nice linear growth throughout the game, and as long as you stay up in gold, you're going to break down the front line. Inori on the tank jungler, you know, he's got some CS, but it's just Cinderhulk and Ninja Tabby, not a very durable Scion. We already saw Nien fight him before, and the gold lead's only gotten worse since then.
And Big Ol' Ron's basically got nothing.
I really don't like the Negatron Cloak item.
He's got nothing.
He needed to finish off into Magic Pen items. There was no way Big Ol' Ron could do anything to the tank here. I really, really dislike the Null Magic Mantle.
Oh, is somebody going to go for farm? Nope. Found the jungle creeps.
Yeah, Fusion mostly playing now inside of TSD's jungle, saying if you take any kind of a bad rotate, it's another kill picked up and more turret pressure here. They can't even go for Baron, it's too early. All they can do is like try to pressure random tier 2 turrets and drag him when it respawns. Chunky Fresh puts some good damage onto Inori, actually pops that shield, ults him, and yep, can't be disabled. I like how he punches the ground, it's not even with the weapon. He'd rather punch the ground as Scion. Pretty manly. Alright, well, that is Dragon number 2 picked up here, 17 minutes in for Team Fusion. It looks like TSM's Darkness hopes of claiming 5th place uncontested is going to be pretty well smashed in this game. This is one of the biggest leads, if not the biggest lead I have seen in the NA Challenger Series this split. And it's 9K at 17 minutes. This is demolition.
And quite possibly a perfect game. Is what I'm keeping my eye out for here.
Yeah, me too.
Finally haunting guys onto Big Ol' Ron. Level advantage for Nien and for Chunky Fresh over their lane opponents. So they actually have, they're up in base stats too, which is something that goes a little bit unsung. And Big Ol' Ron being level 9 doesn't even have rank 2 equalizer. So he's even if he does get a good equalizer down, it's not going to be extremely effective. But it'll, you know, it's the best I can hope for. Oh, they're wrapping around Inori right now. Inori's trying to back.
6.
Blue Trinket found him.
5, 4. Yep, not going to recall in time. Come on, Nien, take the farm. Just take the farm. No rush, man. At your convenience. Trance, headbutt to the wall. Pulverize afterwards, give him the kill. Legendary Nien, 18 minutes in.
He was up on top of that thing for a second. He was standing on top of the...
Well, hold on, the big ol' Ron Charmed knocked up, and he flashes into the wall. That's gonna be a bad way to die. Killing spree now for Huhi. Kind of vengeance for his first game. Sojin.
All across the map, plays.
Chunky Fresh looking for this one, but the summoner heal. Oh no, Chunky Fresh!
Oh, is he gonna be the first death of his team?
Oh, Chunky Fresh, please. Oh, the flash E, wow, that was a lot of damage.
Sit down, Sojin. That's what he says there when he smacks him into the ground with that Kool-Aid.
Dang. Craggy Ice, I believe it would be.
Yeah, there you go.
Top lane, tier 2 gonna go down off that top lane play. Nien uncontested up here. Quick wave clear, no big deal for him. Phantom Dancer, Zerk Greaves, then a longsword. Uh-oh, Huhi has to flash away. Now can he escape? In comes Kennen. Huhi getting dropped down, shut down for Arcsecond, ruins the perfect game. And now vengeance for Fusion. It's a 2 versus 3, but they're gonna win this one. By golly, Nien with 2. Looking for Inori number 3, but here comes Big Ol' Ron with the equalizer, but it's not gonna equalize much here. Inori forced to run, headbutt into the wall. Big Ol' Ron's gonna be the 3rd casualty, the 4th as Inori goes down. Where's Sojin? Nien wants blood.
He's under the turret.
He's hiding.
They're like, come and get me.
He's got like 10 seconds. Nintendo, dude, you know you want it. Flash in,
yeah.
auto. Oh, Sojin, scumbag flashes away.
That's what they get. First 1v1ing him down bottom with the disrespect from the Gragas W. Oh.
Well, Huhi, you ruined it, buddy.
Yep. Not a perfect game, though. Arcsecond did pick up a kill during all that exchange.
Exactly.
He ruined it, like you said.
Glad you caught up with me.
It was so close. He said he ruined it, but I was like, ruined the pentakill?
No, Sojin ruined the pentakill.
Yeah.
Or Nien himself for wasting his ultimate.
Oh man, the Magi Soul Stealer for Huhi.
Yeah, because he's the big kill leader here.
Also,
he's also the death leader.
He also just died, but he bought it after that, so it's still got those 5 stacks on it.
Great. All right, well, 3 items done for Nien to the 1 of Sojin. It's a rough situation here, guys. 15, almost 1,000 gold lead. Baron's up if Fusion want it. Mid inhibitor's already dead. Quick red buff, why not?
When a Graves is this dominant in the game, big game, level 13, 14, over your level 11 Sivir.
He's the highest level champion in the game.
Yes, by a long shot. 12-0-1. Man, he saw Alex Sich's scoreline yesterday, and he's like, I can do that.
He's still got 5 kills and 6 assists to go to match that KDA.
Yeah, they still have a lot of base to go left. It's 21 and a half minutes into the game.
They have 7 turrets already.
I know.
Inhibitor's gone.
But it's 21 and a half minutes, and they still have a lot of the base open.
Oh, man.
I consider that a lot at this point.
Okay.
Because, like, there's...
You also consider yourself a shoutcaster, so, you know.
I'm not the only one who considers me that, though. So
that's true. Somehow I'm also delusional. Baron gonna be going down 22 minutes in. Quick, easy pickup. Nien can't dodge the knockup. He can last hit Baron, though. 80 carry mechanics, baby!
Today's 80 carry mechanics day. Bring your 80 to work day.
You're implying something negative with that, by the way.
Am I?
You could construe it that way. Huhi. Battling in the bottom lane.
It's not.
Yeah,
I did not mean it in any bad way, and I cannot think of a bad way.
No, that's fine. We're going to move on. Fusion, though, pushing up in the top lane. Trance trying to bully out for the team. Goes to the knockup. Nien gets hooked. Chunky Fresh forced to get out. In comes Kennen. Flayed backwards for a bit.
Chunky.
And no real damage being dealt as Trance tanked basically everything.
Chunky missed his ultimate there. He threw it out, and it hit nothing.
No knockbacks, nothing good?
Nothing. Just a waste of craggy ice.
That's unfortunate. Oh, the hook at the end. 80k mechanics, hook magnet here, goes into the front line. He might die for this one. They're trying to get some damage down. Nintendo forcing it away. Nien back to full health out of just life stealing off everything. 2 kills picked up for Huhi. Those are going to be 4 more Magi stacks on him. Forced to run from Inori, gets away pretty cleanly. And now top lane under fire. This could be GG right now, 23 minutes in. Fusion making a statement with this one. Would have been a perfect game, but Huhi screwed it up. But that will be GG 12-0-3 on Nien.
Oh, Nintendo, he's got to get that dragon. He's got to get that last dragon.
No one's going to outsmite him here. He's got this one. He lost Barret. He's got to get vengeance for this one. But will it be in time? He's going to tuck this down and try to kill it before the Nexus dies. It's going to be close range. Dragon goes down first. Inori
going for a hike.
Through the... Oh, no field goal. Flashes over the wall. That's going to be GG, though. 23-55. Team Fusion demolished TSM Darkness.
Absolutely. That is the word to use. Demolish them pretty much from start to finish off the lane swap. Big ol' Ron ends the game just 80 CS behind, but at the point that they were at in the game, they were able to take over because he was not a threat for so long.
Yeah. And what a darn good game by these guys. Absolutely everything went well. A lot of good things for Fusion. They're going to be in the playoffs in third place. We will see them face TDK when the playoffs start out. That'll be a fun match to watch overall. But enough about the postulating. Joining us now to talk about that game is the top laner, Chunky Fresh. Welcome to the show.
Well, hello.
So congrats on the win. So what was so different between today and yesterday? Because you lost and then you crushed them here.
Well, yesterday was just a bad day, and we had Diana on our team, so it just went terrible.
You had Diana on your team. That's why you lost. It's all about who he was doing. He died again today.
Yeah. He ruined your perfect game. Are you aware that he ruined your perfect game?
Wow, what a feeder.
Right? That's just miserable.
All right. So you got off to a really good start there in the laning phase, and I want to ask you about that. Like, what was going through your mind at the start? Because they weren't freezing against you, and you were just throwing barrels out and CSing, whereas Big ol' Ron's getting denied. Were you guys like, all right, this is how we're winning this game, just off the laning phase, or is there more to it than that?
Oh, yeah, I don't think teams really expected 2v1, so, like, we just get free stuff out of it, and it's a really easy way to, like, start the game off strong and just snowball from there.
All right, so the snowball just starts immediately, and you guys just know how to get it rolling really effectively. So that's really great to see. But you guys are facing off against TDK in the playoffs next week. How do you think they'll approach you this time, especially since you haven't seen their roster this week?
I think they are a really strong team. It's kind of... They pick kind of random stuff at times, and it's really weird to play against. But we'll see how it goes, I guess.
Cool. And as always, your goals are to make it into the LCS for the summer split. Are we going to be seeing you there?
Of course. I feel very confident about it.
And how do you feel about the trolls behind you who keep making faces in the interview?
I don't really mind the trolls.
All right, fair enough. Well, shout out to the rest of your team. Chunky Fresh, thanks for joining us. Good luck in the playoffs, and we'll see if you can make it into the LCS for summer 2015.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. So our final regular season game is in the books. Here's a look at the updated challenger standings. Enemy Esports, again, they hold first place. They are 9-1. Just that one drop to Fusion earlier on in the season. Then it's TDK in second place, 7-3.
After that, it's Team Fusion at 6-4 in third, and Final 5 in fourth place to round out our playoff teams.
But CLG Black and TSM Darkness are tied for fifth place, which means we have a score to settle before the night is over. So we're going to take one last break before we load up tonight's bonus game. CLG Black and TSM Darkness going at it one final time this spring for fifth place. Don't go anywhere.
Bonus game.
Bonus game. Rawr! 80 carry mechanics.
Oh!
Oh no! Oh, Chunky Fresh, please. Oh, the flash E. Wow, that was a lot of damage.
Sit down, Sojin.
Not going to equalize much here. Inori forced to run, headbutt into the wall. Big ol' Ron's going to be the third casualty, the fourth as Inori goes down. 80 carry mechanics, hook magnet here, goes into the front line. He might die for this one. They're trying to get some damage down. Nintendo forcing it away. Nien back to full health out of just life stealing off everything.